If you want to be winning Forza Horizon 5 online races and setting quick rivals times, it is important you know what the best car is depending on the class limits. So in this video we are going to be showing you the best car in each class for road racing in Forza Horizon 5. Let's get into it. So starting things off from the bottom, it is the Ford Deluxe Coupe from the 1940s, and what makes it so good for D-Class is the fact that it has 1,750 brake horsepower. It is of course still rear-wheel drive, so I highly recommend you use traction control because this thing is so tricky to handle otherwise. But basically, because D-Class cars are always so slow as it is, you gain the most time by being able to belt it down the straights and then just about hang on through the corners. If you're interested in my tune for it, here is the share code. Moving on to C-Class, we once again have a rear-wheel drive power build car. It is of course the 1965 Ford Mustang. Once again, traction control is highly recommended, and much like with D-Class, we are taking advantage of the fact that cars in C-Class are slow anyway, so it's best that we can at least go really fast down the straights, even if we can't in the corners. This thing is actually oddly fun to drive because you basically have to turn it into the corners early and then cause the rear tyres to start to slip. It takes some getting used to, but once you do, winning in C-Class should come easy for you, or at least on the tracks that don't feature too many tight corners. If you are interested in my tune for it, then here is the share code. Coming in at B-Class, it is the Honda Civic Type R from 1997. This is in fact the only front-wheel drive car in this video. Even though you lose time off the line by being two-wheel drive, you gain it back on the straights because of the extra power you can add instead. The front-end grip of this car is actually really strong and it doesn't understeer like you would expect from a front-wheel drive car. It doesn't weigh much either, and with the race brakes, you can be the last of the late breakers. B-Class is a very closely matched class, so there will be quite a few tracks where you may find other cars are a bit better, but at most tracks, this will be the best car. And at the tracks where it's not the best, you will be one of the best. Once again, if you are interested in downloading my tune for it, then here is the share code. The Hot Wheels Bone Shaker is so OP for A-Class road racing that quite a few players actually stay away from it because of that very reason. So if that's you, I have an alternative which I will get onto in just a moment. But for the Bone Shaker, its acceleration and straight line speed is decent, but where it gains the most time is through the corners, which is somewhat surprising because it has quite an understeery nature, so it doesn't even feel that good through the corners, and in general, it isn't even that nice to drive, but it's by far the best car for an easy win in A-Class. So here is the share code for my tune for it, and now let's move on to the alternative, which is the Lotus Elise Series 1 Sport 190. Unlike the Bone Shaker that doesn't feel good to drive, this thing feels amazing to drive, and it is in fact my favourite car for road racing in Forza Horizon 5. It may lack straight line speed, but it is so nimble and lightweight, so in the corners it is fantastic. And around a tight and twisty track, like the Cathedral Circuit in Guanajuato, this can even beat the Bone Shaker. Here is my tune for it if you are interested. Now on to S1 class, where we have the 2005 Ford GT. Straight line speed, acceleration and braking are the main strengths of the Ford GT. However, this is a car once again with an understeery nature, which makes it not so good through the corners. It does take some getting used to, but with practice comes perfection, and once you get the hang of it, you should be always fighting for the win in online races. Other cars such as the Jaguar XKRS and the TVR Chibera are nearly as good for S1 class, and at certain tracks you may find they are a bit faster, but overall the Ford GT is the best S1 class car. Here is the share code to my tune for it if you are interested. Moving on to S2 class, where the best car is the Mosler MT900S. It is a truly breathtaking experience. It has very good acceleration and it has great straight line speed, maxing out at around 245 miles per hour on the straights. But the way you can throw it into a corner and it just sticks is something else. This thing is definitely a good all-rounder. You can take it to any road racing circuit and it will suit the track really well. And as you can see here, I managed to fairly easily get a top 3000 in the Rivals leaderboard when I was testing out different tunes. If you are interested, then here is the share code for my tune. I'm sure nobody is surprised to see the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition take up the X-Class spot in this video. It is a ridiculously good race car, which is just amazing at any road racing track. The acceleration, speed, brakes and downforce are all incredible. It in fact probably wouldn't even be physically possible to make a car this good in real life, because it can just carry so much speed through the corners. You'll probably even find that a Formula 1 car is no match for this. If you are interested in downloading my tune for it, here is the share code. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer all of them. If you enjoyed it, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for plenty more Forza Horizon 5 content, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.